Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I would use the replay button to make a backlog of data. And obviously, sitting there and watching live data, watching the candles print is the best way to learn. So if you can't do that, you could get a software that lets you screen record and you can sit at the end of the day, watch old data or like that day's data play out, and it'll give you a really good feel for watching the setups form live. Now, when I was a student, I needed to use my computer during the day, so I couldn't just leave my laptop running with the screen capture, especially during like the New York kill zone hours. I'd probably have a class or something. So, what I would do is either at the end of the day or on the weekends when the markets are closed and there's no live data being printed, I would like to go in with the replay button and sort of live trade, quote unquote, the data. So, and this is with the assumption that you've watched the 2022 mentorship or you're currently watching it and learning that model. So, for example, we're just going to do a bearish example. I'm going to look at these 2 days here. So I'm going to cut that down so we don't have as much data in the way. And we're going to look at the context. So obviously there was a bearish structure shift and these equal highs got left behind. So here, that's equal highs being taken. And then we break down below this up or down close candle inside of an uptrend, which should have acted as support, but it was broken through. So we know that there was a market structure shift. Also, we had swing low taken out with displacement. So now we can start to look for inside of this dealing range. We have a discount array, which is our fair value gap down here. That's the low hanging fruit below equilibrium. So this is what we think our draw on liquidity is. And you can be taking notes like as you're going through uh, with the replay button, what you're seeing, how you're seeing it unfold, and just write notes to yourself as if you were trading this data live. So you're going to trick your brain into sort of having all these experiences. So I'm going to cut that there. And the first day we're going to be looking at is April 21st and April 22nd. But this video will be April 21st. Yeah, so I went on to Forex Factory. You can just type in the dates. So April 21st, 2022. And for the model, we need a medium or high impact news driver. So we have a couple of those on this day. The first one's at 8:30, then 11, and 1 p.m. So I'm going to go into lower time frame because I already have my higher time frame bias on the daily lined out. So we're expecting a run down here. So now I'm on the hourly, and we can mark out midnight. Oh, also on the daily, we're trading up into what's now a bearish order block or a down close candle, or an up close candle, sorry, inside of the downtrend. Change that. Blue. Okay, so back on the hourly, we're inside of a bearish order block, and we can sort of skip through to the New York kill zone. So the first thing I'm going to mark out is the midnight opening price, which is important for power of 3 concept. That's midnight. Now we can sort of skip ahead to 8:30, which is the ICT New York kill zone. 15-minute. Okay, so now we're just going to use the replay button and watch the data unfold, and we can write down notes to ourselves as if we were watching this live, what we're seeing and what we want to look for with our entry trigger. So I'd be saying something like this, like, looks like there is a like here, it looks like they're running up above these highs, building in a premium before the New York kill zone. This is just to, trick your brain into thinking or gaining experience and telling yourself what you're seeing before it unfolds. So now we have, this is 830, the 830 opening price. Which is also used for the power of 3. Now we're in what would be considered a deep premium because we're above the midnight and the 830 opening price. And that's the 930 equities open. So now for our model, we need to see a swing low taken out. And I would probably label this as a Judas swing. So Judas swing. And this is also going to teach you how to trust your bias. So right there, we have a swing low taken out and displacement lower. So we drop into a lower time frame. And look for our fair value gap. So right in here, from that candle's low to this candle's high, this is our fair value gap. And we can set up a trade, so we're going to need some discounted rated target. And remember, we're looking at this fair value gap down here, so I would probably mark out some easier targets to reach for. So this swing low would be the first one. And these clean lows be the second one. And then we have this fair value gap inside here, which is our draw on liquidity. So probably look at that on the hourly. So yeah, fair value gap. Now we can just set up our trade. So back to the lower time frame. Put my short tool. You put your stop loss above the fair value gap or the recent swing high. We're targeting, this could be our first target. And that's already a 5-hour trade, so honestly that would be enough for me. And now we can just watch it play out. You can slow this down or speed it up however you want to. You see what I mean when it's not really natural for how the candles would print if you're watching it live, but it still gives you a feel and trains your eye to see it before it happens. And there we go. So your target's met for your first take profit. So then what you can do is you can log this, take a screenshot. And in my other video I showed you how to add this to a study journal, but we can do this anyways in this video as well. So now that you have your screenshots, I would just head over to Notion and I would log that day as like one of your study days. So I would definitely include the news driver. And I already went through and named all my screenshots so they'll be easier to find. So April 21st. This shows the medium and high impact news driver on the day. And I include the daily chart for one day. And this just reminds us of like our daily bias and where we got the premise for the short from. And finally, I would include the 10-minute or whatever time frame your trade was on, the lower time frame trade. 10 minutes. And then you can just log every day like this. So if you make a weekly study log on the weekends or at the end of each trading day, you can go through and log it just like this. Or if you need to back test and you're still in that stage where you're collecting data to trust the pattern, you can go through all sorts of charts, every type of pair. So you can do Forex, stock indices, commodities, whatever you want to trade, and build up a log for bullish and bearish examples with this model. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys use this. Let me know if you're enjoying this channel and what sort of content you would want to see in the future.